I'm a freedom fighter, Dalai Lama from a weed supplier. I'm Muhammad to the rap game, that's my last name. My first should be Elijah, and I need a choir. Freak a flyer, gold medallion, Jesus peace. I'm the one, the real Jesus Maya, cause I'm trying to get niggas to leave the street. And I don't need to be, cause I can easily speak to these niggas through the frequencies to compete with me. You gon' need a priest to preach your sweetest needs, to give a hell of an Easter speech. I keep the heat right there underneath the seat. Got pulled over by the police this week. They asked me why I got this fully loaded piece with me. I say, officer, I'm just trying to make it home peacefully. So I'm riding with a rifle, another iron in the Bible. Call my niggas out in Paris, have them climb up the Eiffel. We don't give a fuck, cause it's all about survival. When you're caught up in the cycle, when you feel like you're entitled to more than what you get in it, it turn you homicidal. Y'all know that I'm the best, but I swear y'all in denial. And they don't wanna say it, cause I'm better than they idol. Got the mind of a disciple when I'm rocking the revival. But I'm soon to be the king, fuck you and your team, bada boom, bada bing. If you don't like the way I rule my regime, let them up before June in the spring. I'm Desmond Tutu, mixed with the Zeus of the Zulus. I'm the leader of the new school. Man, I swear I'm gonna feel like Mandela. I'm with my troops in the field like Nelson. All these niggas wanna kill. Nelson. Y'all gon' make me do 20 years like Nelson. Man, I'm starting to feel like Nelson Mandela. 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 Side high. Nelson Mandela. Yeah, Nelson Mandela. Get to know your ancestors. Can't tell me they ain't jealous of a 7-gram seller. It was something about Mary, nigga. I was Ben Stella. Now the fan mellers all the way from Manchester. Can't tell them shit if you ain't never spent time trying to sell a nick just to get the car with the trunk in the front. Shout it, that's an elephant. Intelligent nigga with hella sense. Speak with such eloquence ever since I've been on a regiment. Niggas been upset with Prince, but let them bend while I start a revolution. Seem like when your word call, you never get your retribution. Niggas sending threats, but I keep something with me. Sound like doo-doo-doo-doo when I'm shooting. The same ones that was screaming Huey Newton. Prince to a king, you don't see the evolution. 20 years in the PM, and that's really execution. So I encourage each and every student to stay in school, play it cool, obey the rules, or pay your dues, make a move, take a tool, or write some raps, make a mix, take a clue, and you could be dope as me, April Fool boy. Trying to get 40 acres in the mule boy. Rhyme with 40 acres in the two-door. I feel like Lorenz Tate in the pool hall. Right before Terrence Howard at the Newport. I'm with my troops in the field like Nelson. All these niggas wanna kill. Nelson. Y'all gon' make me do 20 years like Nelson. Man, I'm starting to feel like Nelson Mandela. 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 Nelson Mandela.
Lafayette Mandela, baby Fahudia, is your favorite warrior, Blak PAntha, back in the building. I know it has been a long time. I'll be busy, man. I'll be having other stuff to do. I'm sorry, y'all. And then sometimes I don't have nothing to really give y'all. So I only come on here when I have something inspiring, something enriching, something important to really give y'all. Brother Sean been rocking on the channel. I've been watching, popping in when I can, but you know, I thought I'd switch it up today and give y'all something a little different. Brother Zane, appreciate you pulling up. Brother Keenan, appreciate you pulling up. Brother Lavelle, American Lotus, and like Brother Zane says, please share the show. Please like the show. Hit that notification bell so y'all will know when we dropping something, when we are on the channel, that notification bell, because a lot of people be like, oh, I didn't know y'all was. Well, that's what the notification bell is for. So for those that don't know me, because it occurs to me that people might not know me. because I've been gone so long. I am Blak PAntha of the Master Warrior Clan, aka Ogunjimi. I am the founder of the Master Warrior Clan. This is my baby. This is my creation. This is what I wanted to put together, a scholarship team for the people. Many members of the scholarship team that you don't see all the time. Some of them work behind the scenes. Some of them have other avenues, but Mossy Warrior Clan is still strong. Mossy Warrior Clan is still developing products and books and journals and coloring books and comprehensive material and articles and commercials and clothing lines, and we do a lot of stuff. So we always here, man, even when y'all don't see us. Even when y'all don't see us, man. I do have a book that will be coming out in 2024. It is called African Spirituality for the African Diaspora. This book has been done for a minute, but I have to produce someone else's book before I put mine out. But it will be out in 2024. I don't have a date yet. I don't do dates because things go wrong. And if I tell y'all a date, y'all gonna be looking for it, and then it don't come out, and I look crazy. So I don't do dates. Just know sometime in 2024, this will be out. Absolutely, this will be out. So without further ado, man, we can get into the presentation. This presentation is something I've had the evidence for it for about a year. For those that don't know, I went to Gambia probably about this time last year. I am Gambian by nationality and by DNA. My father was born in Banjul, Gambia. I wanted to go home. I had a sister I had never met. I had cousins, nieces, nephews, grandnieces, grandnephews. I mean, I very much underestimated the amount of family that I still have in the Gambia. And they took me around Gambia, and one of the places they took me was the National Museum in Banjul. And what I saw in there, I had to make a presentation out of. This is the first of a few presentations because there's so much stuff in that Gambia Museum. I couldn't just condense it to one presentation. My brother Sean in the building, man. The pseudo killer slayer, the abo hunter. See, I don't know why people be sending me his stuff like, look what brother Sean is doing. I'm like, I enjoy it. It's just not gonna be me. I don't have time for a lot of the ignorance. But Sean getting them trenches with that sword, man. And spears be flying. So you know, if you presenting some foolery in the community, you might get put up on that screen. You know what I'm saying? Brother Donnie, Melanated Goddess, appreciate y'all pulling up. So let me get this screen sharing thing together. And let's see. Let's get it going, man. Let's get it going. If y'all can see my screen, let me know. Let me know when you can see my screen. So, okay. Okay, inside the National Museum with your boy, Blak PAntha, aka Ben Njai. Njai is my Gambian name. It's my surname. It's what I got from my father. What area is the museum in? It's in Banjul. So it's in the capital city. So Banjul, Bahurst, Banjul. What does this even mean? Well, we're going to break it down. This is right when you come into the museum. Do not pass this if you go in here. This is very important information. So this exposition seeks to interpret the history and culture of Banjul from a pre-colonial era to the present day with the aid of objects, photographs, sketches, maps, artists, and impressions. So we are going back before the Europeans and the Arabs, before they got here. So understand that a lot of things in this museum are even foreign to modern day people in Gambia because they haven't been taught this history. That's why this museum is so important. The objective of the exposition is to present and interpret the history and culture of Banjul in order to enhance the public's knowledge and understanding. The exposition is divided into 5 themes or sections. Pre-European Banjul, it's very important, explores the geology, geography, and economic activities of Banjul's original settlers. That's powerful right there. We're going to get into some primaries today. Colonial Banjul, which relates to the story of the occupation of the island by the British in 1816 and the impact of colonialism on the island. Also a very important part in history. The struggle for independence deals with the role of Banjul as the center for an early nationalist and independence movement, including the role of women in that movement. Society and culture. It looks into the social life of the city, includes the cultural traditions and activities of its multi-ethnic peoples. Then we got post-colonial Banjul. Where is my mouse at? Hold on, y'all. Let me go back. Because this thing acting up. Hold on. Let me remove this. Hold on just for a second. You know how stuff be when you want it to work right. Always something when you want it to work right. But as I was saying, it goes into periods, into different periods that are very important for Gambia's history, because a lot of people think, you know, Gambia is linear. And what I mean by linear is like, you know, they're one people. Gambia are many people. And we're going to explore that today. We're going to explore that today. All right, we back. We back. So I wanted to pop it out to read this at the bottom. The post-colonial Banjul surveys the developments in the city, focusing on the infrastructure and political developments. When we get to the political, some of the political developments, you are going to see a familiar name over and over and over. All right. Remember that I said that. So the name Banjul comes from Banjulo, which is the bamboo fiber or ropes that people from the Nuimi on the north bank and Kombo on the south bank used to harvest on the island. The clay soil of the island allowed the cultivation of rice, although sultany remained a major problem. So people have asked me that before. Well, where does the name Banjul come from? Well, now you know. It's from bamboo fibers. That is intricately important to the society from a harvest and a just a food standpoint. So they named their cities after something that important. From 1816, the inhabitants of the island were Wolof, brought in from Gorée Island and St. Louis in Senegal by the British to help the establishment of the settlement. Now, Gorée Island, which I've been to as well, is a slave dungeon in Senegal. So right away, we have the mixing of two types of people. because they said they brought in the inhabitants in 1816. So pre-European Banjul already had people in Gambia prior to 1816. So now you're getting Senegalese and Wolof people because they both speak Wolof, but there are other languages like Safi, Mandinka, their Mindi languages, but these people are getting mixed together because of the transatlantic slave trade, and they're being poured into Gambia with the help of the British. So right away, you'll see that these people, have interaction. And it goes on to say later, other people, such as the Mandingos, the Fulas, the Jolas, the Serahus, and the Akus arrived in the settlement. The Akus are very important. You're going to see why later. You're going to find out who the Akus are. I'm going to tell you, you already know who the Akus are. You just don't know them by that name. Banjul lies on an island on the mouth of the river Gambia, and there's the latitude and there's the longitude. The population is about 45,000 people, of whom majority are Wolof. Gambia is not a big country. You can get through all of Gambia in one day. The only thing that is going to challenge you as far as getting through it in one day would be the river when you go to see Kuta Kinte's family, which you have to get on a ferry to get there. Other than that, you can drive Gambia. Banjul has 2 seasons, a dry season from October to May and a wet season from June to September. This is important to know, or you'll get caught in the rain like I did. I got poured on. There's a spell of cold weather. No, when they say cold weather, cold weather, don't think of it like our cold weather. That cold weather be like 70. It ain't cold for real. The vegetation is composed of mangroves, palm trees, and savanna grass. The main religions produced by the inhabitants were Islam, which we know how that came in, Christianity, mainly among the freed slaves and their descendants, and traditional beliefs. We will get into some of the traditional beliefs today. All religious groups live side by side and in harmony. That is a lie. That's a lie. I mean, I gotta keep it real. So, the coat of arms of Gambia. This is it. The Gambia flag and meaning. You see right away there are 2 lions on the side of this crest, and in the middle it has progress, peace, and prosperity. Why do you think Gambia would have lions on their coat of arms? I'm going to show you why. Because of this, called a Zimba. The Zimba is a Wolof masquerade traditionally seen in the urban Gambia and Senegal. The masks, forms, and rituals have developed in Wolof culture and Sahel culture over a period of time for about 300 years. Lore has it that the Zimba originated with the Wolof people of Senegambia. According to one version of the tales on its origin, a child got lost in the forest when he accompanied her mother to fetch firewood. He stayed so long in the forest that he took on the appearance and mannerisms of a lion. After a long while, the lost child was recovered, although now an adult who could hardly understand human interactions. In order to bring him back to the human fold, a griot, we know about griots from Brother Kofi, a griot was asked to offer him chants to make him forget his forest ways and return to his human normalcy. This chant became Jot. You're going to find out. It's Jot or Jata. While this is better known, there's better known tales about the origin of the Zimba. There's another lore which ties Zimba to the founder of the Wolof Empire, a mythical figure called Injanjan Injai. Yes, the founder of Gambia as an empire, the founder of the Sahur people as an empire, the founder of the Wolof people as a people I share a last name with. He was a great hunter and fisherman who came out of the sea to settle a dispute amongst the Wolof people. In addition, he killed the stubborn lion that was harassing the Wolof people. He thus gave the new empire unity, and he developed a reputation as a lion killer. To mark his bravery, the Wolof organized a lion dance in his honor. To this day, the authentic Zimba masquerades are given the surname Njai. Just as a lion in the Wolof totem lore is also called Njai, hence the appellation Jiande Njai, lion Njai. Furthermore, both Wolof and Fula have cattle herding traditions, which made them susceptible to the rampages of hungry lions in the savanna grasslands. The Zimba mask is therefore also believed to have started as a scarecrow against the lions so that they would not touch the cows in grazing. Ingenious, right? But even more intriguing is its origins of the name itself. Zimba is a Swahili word for lion, and in East African countries have also got masks associated with the lion. Indeed, this is a conundrum which the exhibition does not go into, but is certainly food for thought. The significance and associated ceremonies, the Zimba signifies bravery, ardor, zest, and action one finds in a lion in flight. It mainly serves as entertainment functions today, but its attributes denote masculinity and values associated with chivalry. Historically, the Zimba were made and performed for the community purposes by the members of the community. Performances and organized in the open, with the mask and his cohorts providing amusement. Spectators have to pay a certain amount to, watch the ceremony. Maybe, a piece of cloth which serves as the form of a ticket back in the day to view the performance unhindered by the Zimba. I went over a pass. The pass is also a method of payment. The pass is displayed more prominently on the spectator's dress or held in his hand. You know what a pass is. It's the same thing we see for many kings in Africa. Like a horsetail fan. A spectator without a pass is chased away or subject to a humiliation by the Zimba to compel payment. And that's the source below. So I said a lot there, right? This is what a Zimba looks like. You can see the lion influence, the hair. You see the cowrie shells wrapped around its brow, denoting wealth, denoting currency. You see them in the lion position in the top right corner. These people will roar like lions. They sing songs that start with my name, Njai. They go around as lions. As the Lord said, the child that forgot his human mannerisms, they forget theirs when they are in masquerade form. I know what some of y'all have already beat me to. Zimba, huh? Kind of sounds like Simba. Yeah, it does, doesn't it? I have a hypothesis on that. I've shared it with some of my brothers in the Masi. The story of the Lion King is said to be after Sundiata Keita. Sundiata, as we pronounce it, is sometimes spelled Sunjara. Sunjara is an early form of Sunjata. I told you that Jata word would come back. So Sunjata, his name denotes lion. There was a war between a Sir King and Sunjata Keita. Possible cultural interaction, and after the fall of the Mali Empire and people running into Gambia is probably why we share a culture. But still researching on that. This is the Gambian flag meaning. The red meaning sun, the blue meaning river, and the green meaning agriculture. That's the national anthem on the left. I do not know the tune of this national anthem, but I'll read it. For the Gambia of our homeland, we strive and work and pray that all may live in unity, freedom, and peace each day. Let justice guide our actions toward the common good and join our diverse peoples to prove man's brotherhood. We pledge our firm allegiance, our promises we renew. Keep us great gods of nations to the Gambia ever true. So to the right, it talks about the Organization of African Unity, which eventually becomes the African Union. And it talks about people instrumental and Gambia's role in that creation. In the second paragraph, you'll see a guy called A.B. Njai. No, I don't know who that is, but apparently more of my kin in the successful erecting of the Organization of African Unity. October 1965 is when that starts. Why am I showing this? This is a game, believe it or not, that is in many places in West Africa. Amongst the Yoruba people, they call it in, but it is in Gambia as well. And it is an important reason why it's in Gambia. You may also hear it called Mancala or Manchala, and it's a game played on a piece of wood, or sometimes it's played in the dirt. They draw circles, they draw the circles out in the dirt, and they play it that way. Two rows of six, four seeds are placed in each hole. I believe the Yoruba term for the seeds is called sayo. The players sit opposites of the board. To move, one player takes all the seeds from one of the holes on his or her side of the board, moving clockwise around the board, places those seeds one by one in the four holes. The next player does the same and may take all of the seeds from one hole and has extra seeds from the first move. Each player is allowed to count his or her seeds, but not those of her or his opponent. If a player places the last seed of a move in one of his or her opponent's holes, so they are not two or three seeds in that hole, the player wins those seeds. If the hole prior to that one has two or three seeds in it, he or she wins those as well. So basically, you're trying to capture your opponent's seeds. This has also been denoted to say that this game is connected to how the creator created the world. So, move on from that. This is one of the vessels in which they play Mancala or Manchala or in. You can look at the artwork and see the community and the creation aspect in the structure. This is how they play it just in the dirt. If you didn't have the money to buy that structure, you could just play it in the dirt. So, Oku or Aku, which I said earlier, if you look at this exhibit and you are trained, you will know that none of this, which I am presenting to you right now, is Wolof or Sahur or from Gambia. Who do you think these people are? And where do you think these things came from? Get a good look, because we're going to talk about it. There's a dashiki in here, some print, some original Oku work, some eyeliner, some henna, some shea butter, some mothballs, some neck beads. The neck beads should have gave it away. The bangles, the waist beads, pedicure stones. Yeah, they used to scrub the sole of their feet with that. bridal baskets, and engagements calabash, which these people call Igba. This should also give you a hint to who these people are. The Oku or Aku are Yoruba people in Gambia. Yes, Yoruba people from Nigeria, southwestern Nigeria, came into Gambia at a certain point. And as you can see from this painting, they brought their masquerades with them. This is a drawing in the Gambia Museum. This is in Egungun. This is what they call Egungun. Agogu. Gambian version of the Yoruba Egungun. It sings in the brutal, war-bled voice of a monkey. If anyone has ever heard an Egungun speak, the raspiness of the voice is very significant. It is very similar to a monkey screeching. So apparently, even back then, Egunguns talk like that. Now, when I say Egungun, I don't mean the ones that come out for entertainment. I mean the people that are mounted by the spirit of Egungun, a different type of Egungun, whatever the Egungun's name is, and begin to speak. You will hear the raspiness voice that they are talking about. They even have music that they've retained for Agogu. Now, look what they describe it as. Supplied by 3 drums with accompanied by singing. There are 7 different kinds of drum beats, namely. These are the names of those drum beats. I suspect the 3 drums they are talking about are bata drums, because bata drums come in threes in Yoruba society. So this is probably 3 bata drums playing several different rhythms. I know that out of these words, I know Arugbo, which is associated with Obatala, if I am not mistaken. Olubundo, I know the term Olu means possessor of, prominence of, or even can mean deity, referring to Obaluaye traditionally. Ade is crown, so crowned of Boro. They say the Larabe and the Adeboro are danced to by different masquerades. So they even had different types of masquerades. The Larabe or Akometa, meta means 3. So that gives us a clue there. The Big Agun or Longbo Ku, respectively. Very interesting. This is how a typical woman dressed in 1949. This is one of my Wolof ancestors. For those that have Wolof, Gambian, Senegambian in their lineage, this is how some of your ancestors dressed in 1949. Notice the cloth and how it is wrapped, and the bangles are made of beads. You can see what she's wearing around her neck, which looks like a traditional charm. This is some children. They even have their names in traditional women's society attire during the 1930s. This is a family photo of the Kam Injai family in Banjul. These people are somehow related to me. Imagine how I felt going through this museum. My name everywhere. It was how do I describe it? Very emotional mind fuck to see your ancestors in a museum. Crazy. This is another Njai, a politician. Is the brother on the left from my understanding, 1956. This is the Muslim Congress Party. So now we're a little later, 1960. Installation of Fatu Njai. Fatu, which would mean, I believe it would be the woman, because Fatu is a woman's name. 1960. E.D. Njai, nationalist and politician. This is another masquerade. This masquerade is not native to Gambia either. Notice the fire on the top. Notice what he has in his hands. Notice the people in the background, uniformed. One of them looks like they has a talking drum in their hand. So where do you think that this masquerade is from? This masquerade is from Sierra Leone. The Jesse from Sierra Leone in 1963. It is common entertainment and at weddings and social occasions. So right away, we have Yoruba, we have Sierra Leone masquerades that have come into Gambia at different points. The masquerades didn't come by themselves. So these are honeycombed societies and people in the Gambia with different cultures. So remember the national anthem when they talked about the multi-ethnic groups and how they wish for everyone to live in harmony. They're not just talking about religious people. They're talking about different African cultures that came into their lands at different times. And this is more on that masquerade, the Jesse, introduced to the Gambia in our language as Gatayase, by a group of Gambia Aku youths who were attending school in Freetown, Sierra Leone in December 1963 when they were here on a Christmas holiday. So this interaction going on between Freetown and Aku people and Gambians. The masquerade was simply dressed like what we used to know as Macau. So it reminded them of something. And it carried a charcoal stove on its head. So you see, while there was fire, the coal pot was lit and it emitted smoke as the masquerade danced with a cutlass in his hand. Today, there are several Jesse groups in Banjul and a few others in Serekunda, which I did visit while I was there. One important point to note is that Jesse masquerade is a combination of a fairy, a fancy, ode, makalo, and yankoloma. Now, ode, that word, ode is a Yoruba word for hunter. So this is a combination of a few things, but one of those things is a hunting masquerade. Look at my man right there, chilling in the cut. He got kind of a little lean on him, don't he? He got kind of a little lean. They call this the hunting devil. Now, why is it called that? I'll get into that. The hunting masquerade, although African in nature and character, is a culture associated with Christianity. That is a lie. This is something that Christians try to adopt because of its popularity. Today, in addition to going on hunting expeditions, the hunters of the hunting society hold cultural performance with the hunting masquerade known as the hunting devil. Now, what sense does this make? It don't make no sense, right? People that are Christians adopted something they call the hunting devil and then tell you it's not associated with the devil Satan. It's not associated with Christianity at all. This masquerade is believed to come from the Yoruba clan in Ijesha known as Egungun Ode. I told you that name Ode meant hunter. This is a hunting masquerade from the Yoruba people. That's what it is. It's dressed in bags, wears a headdress of thorns, it's decorated with cowrie shells, animal head carved out of wood. It displays many things derived from the forest, like snail shells, animal skins, palm fronds. And then they tell you it's a symbol of Christianity. No, it is not. Those palm fronds are a symbol of Ogun. They just didn't really know what they were looking at. When on procession, the masquerade dances in front of the whistlers. The members stay behind singing, clapping the wooden clappers. The first hunting society founded in Gambia was the Diamond Hunting Society. Then the Akpata Hunting Society, a breakaway from the Diamond in the Oku town, yet another breakaway this time from Akpata. All three societies, were based in Banjul. A fourth, Ebo Town Hunters, were founded in Sarakunta by the late Alex Metzeger, a renowned hunter. Early pioneers of this culture in the Gambia included names like Pashegu Grant, Duko Boko Padayo. Dio is also a Yoruba name. Uncle Gatti, Master Williams, Dragingbung Cole. My first brother's name is Pa. So I found that interesting as well. Hunting masquerades perform on on such occasions as weddings, and so they just basically use them as entertainment these days. But in olden times, as it says here, the hunters were taught herbal cures, and they were actually take them on the hunt. So we say in Yoruba, Ogun lakaye, Ogun, the one that is known all over the world, even in different parts of Africa, apparently. This is another reason how I know this is a hunting masquerade associated with Ogun. These drums here, these are not your typical drums. These are agere drums. These are Ogun's drums, played with sticks. They have specific rhythms. So, this is why we do the scholarship, because sometimes people migrate into other places and they, get assimilated by Western theologies, such as Christianity and Islam, and they mislabel what they're looking at. Look at my man right here. This is also a foreign masquerade. You've probably seen this a lot and wondered what it was. This is Bundu. Look that they called it a devil again. So you see the pattern, right? Everything's a devil. Bundu comes from Sierra Leone as well. Don't get it twisted. It's directly associated with female circumcision. It is noteworthy here that although female circumcision is practiced widely in the sub-region in the Bundu society and in the Bundu masquerade tends to be unique to Sierra Leone. The Bundu society, the surgeon, that's what this masquerade represents. The surgeon who performs the operation is called Dikba. There are mainly three stages in the Bundu. The first is a kind of public announcement that the circumcision ceremony will take place the following morning. It is called Sorko and is marked with drumming, singing, dancing, drinking. This is a free-for-all occasion, and even men can attend and participate. The second is the actual execution of the circumcision by the Digba, who is assisted by the assistants chosen by the woman. The final stage is the passing out ceremony. On this day, the Bundu performs dressed in black raffia, and the black head mask carries the whips with which she chases the initiates to the stream where they wash. Mindi and Timi women who settled in the country introduced Bunda to Gambia. So you see how this is introduced. There are only two Bundu bushes in Gambia called Baku and Lamin. I believe my brothers over at the Kofi Pasai research team wrote about the Bundu society in their book, but you will see it as Bando because Bando and Bundu are the same society and they come from the Poro culture. Zane asked, what's the equivocal word for devil in the culture? It doesn't exist. Doesn't exist. We don't have a devil. So now we move on to the fairy. We kind of mentioned her earlier, but here she is in all her glory. And you can see a better picture of the Bundu behind her. Fairy. The fairy masquerade, as the name implies, is a masquerade dressed like a fairy. It wears a beautiful face, mask, shirt, long sleeve jumper, the trousers, the gloves, sometimes the headdress. The mask belongs to the society called Araba and is believed to have originated in Ghana, the Gold Coast. But I'm a little skeptical because the word Araba is a type of chief in the Yoruba society. It's also a type of tree, the Araba tree. So I'm not sure if they got this right, but I'm not as well versed in the fairy masquerade to completely rule it out coming from Ghana. The fairy masquerade is very fanciful and attractive, not only in terms of costume, but also in terms of its music, which produced 6 drums, including I can't read what it says there, but it says 2 something drums. I took this straight from the museum. I didn't want to type it up because people will say I'm making shit up. Like the Agogu and the hunting masquerades, the fairy was introduced in the Gambia by a group of Sierra Leone youths. Precisely when cannot be ascertained, but it could have been between the late 50s and early 60s. Names we still remember among the pioneers of the fairy masquerades in the Gambia include John Elias, Baba Line, a master drummer, Joko, Kosho, Aruna, Brown, Badike, who died in Gambia not too long ago. The first Gambians to be admitted to this society include Aziz Coker. Where's brother Aziz? Somebody get my brother in here and tell him that his namesakes were some of the first people to be admitted to this society in Gambia. Alhaji Aziz Coker, the late Basiru Sar, Solomon Cole, PE specialist, now Suleiman Cole, one Gambian who made an inedible pack in the fairy masquerade in the Gambia is Thomas Ola Smart. So now we have Gambians being initiated into Sierra Leone or Ghana or Yoruba societies. It's getting murky. The Kangarang masquerade. Yes, he does carry these machetes. Kangarang Wulinko type of masquerade. This is I believe this is a Mandinka masquerade. So it is kind of native to Gambia. This is a different type of Kangarang masquerade. This is Basango. So you have that here, the Wulingo and the Basango. This is Raffia. These are some type of leaves that come from a sacred tree. And this is me meeting a kangaroo. I was actually leaving. I was actually about to leave uh, and go to the airport and leave. And I kept hearing this loud clanking, this loud clanking, this loud clanking. What I was hearing was these machetes clanking together. And when I looked outside, it was just a random kangaroo. They just put on, it's not the same like in other cultures where it has to be a festival or a special occasion. You will just see these random masquerades walking around in Gambia. Just walking around. You know, there was nothing special going on. And my nephew, we call him Wonder Man. My nephew asked the kangaroo if he would take a picture with me. And he told him I was an ninja, and the kangaroo obliged. This is another type of masquerade, the Mama Para mask. In 2002, they also call it the Towering Susu mask. It represents obedience. Does this not look like a Jumbi walker from the Caribbean? Crazy, right? It's crazy how we're all connected in different ways. We just don't remember how we're all connected. Look at that. This is in the Virgin Islands. Now look at that. And look at this. They're both obviously stilt walkers. But this guy is wearing Gambian colors, where this guy has a Virgin Island flag. But they say we're not African. Yeah, all right. It's another type of masquerade. The Sinku. Now, I know y'all seen this before. I know y'all seen this masquerade before. You probably aren't thinking about it. Where are these masquerades from? This are Masi masquerades. Absolutely. These are masquerades that come out of the Masi Empire. Burkina Faso. Look at them. Look at the stick. He has a stick in his hand there. Look at the little one. He has a stick. And the one to the right has a stick as well. He's not African, though. Okay. These are dolls. I do not remember what these dolls are for, but get a good look at them. Get a good look at them. Look at the beads that they're adorned with, the dress, the charms, the cowrie shells. Get a good look because you've seen this before. This is an Aquaba doll from Ghana. And look at the doll. I mean, look at the statue. That's breast. This represents fertility in the Akom tradition. Are these not similar? Look at the earrings. Look at the shape. Crazy how we're all connected. And guess what they do? They're fertility dolls also. It says here, young girls and Kanyalings carry the dolls made out of pieces of reed, corn cob, wood, or bone. The dolls are not merely toys, but fertility dolls used by barren women. So both of these dolls that I showed you, not only do they look the same, but they do the same thing. One from Gambia, one from Ghana. Here's another masquerade. Get a good look at the masquerade. The Mumo. Oh, I gotta save that. But this masquerade puts me in the mind of a Zangbeto. If you don't know what a Zangbeto is, they come from Dahomey. But this is a traditional Gambian masquerade, although I'm a little sketchy on the details. Now we're going to go to my favorite masquerade. This, my friends, is a Zimba, a traditional one. Look at what he's wearing around his neck. That's a charm with cowrie shells around the arm, different cloths. His tongue is like a dagger. So when he speaks, that sharpness, that's what it represents. And I had to get a picture with the masquerade after my name. Only be right. Look at us being twins. I just need some more hair. So before we go there, look to the left. The left are the modern day Zimbas. So you can see how this masquerade has evolved and become more lion-like. But if you scroll in to the name at the bottom, it will say Zimba. So let's get into some other things about Gambia. The struggle for independence in the 1950s, formation and growth of political parties in the Gambia could be explained by three main events. The 1920 National Congress of British West Africa, held in Ghana, the 1945 45th Pan-African Congress, held in Manchester, and the 1947 Constitution of the Gambia. The combined effects of these developments helped to galvanize political reawakening in the country, more so in Banjul, culminating the formation of the first political party in 1951. Stop right there. So you telling me that after the Pan-African Congress in 1945, they wrote their constitution 2 years later? So Pan-Africanism had a direct effect on Gambia's constitution for their country. Let nobody tell you that Pan-Africanism is of the past and it don't work and it doesn't have any influence. Had influence on this culture, had influence on this nation. It was directly responsible for the galvanizing of a political reawakening in the country. Things people don't know. The Gambia was represented by the NCBWA and Mr. E.F. Small. Wonder if he's kin to James. And H&M Jones, who returned home to implement the main resolution of the Congress. No taxation without representation. So they borrowed from history, the Brits. The first Pan-African Congress marked a significant point in the history of the struggle for the political emancipation, for it brought together countries struggling for self-rule. The Gambia's representatives, Garba Jaumba and B.B. Downs Thomas. In 1947, the Gambian Constitution allowed for the first time elections to Legislative Council, although the franchise was limited to Bahars, known as Banjul, ratepayers only. The Constitution encouraged the political elite to form political groupings. More significantly, the early political parties were to large extent personified by leaders who became detensified. I don't even know what that word is. I'm gonna be honest with y'all. But with the success or the demise of the party, so they were entrenched in the success of the party. 1947, 2 years after the fifth Pan-African Congress, they took that inspiration and got moving. And we had representatives at that fifth Pan African Congress. Things people don't know. For people that say the slave trade happened in the reverse. Well, what the hell is this? 1928, that's a British West African coin. And you see what the British were pushing on their currency. Yeah, that's a primary right there. Oh, look who shows up. The Moors. The Moors are in the building. Look how they used to dress. We know who the Moors align themselves with. But you can't tell the history of Gambia, and maybe not the history of West Africa, without at least mentioning them. And that's all I got for y'all today. That's all I got for y'all today. This is the first of many presentations from the Gambia Museum, because there's so much more stuff. The Stone Age, the Iron Age, the coups, the cultural reawakening of Gambian people. There's so much more. But I want to make it digestible, so I don't want to go too long, because I want people to look at this. Because it's not just about Gambia. As you can see, if you have West African DNA in you at all, you're going to find your niche in Gambia. From Ghana, to Sierra Leone, to Senegal, to Nigeria. And when you talk about the Yoruba people of Nigeria, you got to talk about Benin and Togo as well, because they are still in those places to this day. My Babalawo is in Benin right now meeting with Yoruba people, not the Homians. They still live there. So let me go up on the chat to see if there were any more questions. Yeah, you like them drums, huh? Let me give you the name of a rhythm, because yes, that's the name of it. Wardo, Agere Wardo. That's one of the rhythms that is played. It's one of the rhythms that is played with those drums that are sacred to Ogun. Marie Shai says, yes, my father's haplogroup is found in Gambia and Sierra Leone, the Mandinka people. Big ups to your pops. We can some kind of way. We can some kind of way. Yeah, I'm sorry. You ain't gonna. Sean is right. We don't do that devil shit. That shit came from the Europeans and Christianity. I'm just looking through the chat, see if there were any questions, inquiries. No problem, brother. Teti Ursama Ra Senefru. First of many. And I'll try not to take too long making the second one, because yeah, I'm gonna have to get these out. So much more to cover: the coming of Islam, the coming of Christianity, the coming of you know, the Brits, the transatlantic slave trade. What's some good recipes from West Africa, brother? I am not the cook, but some good dishes to look for is moi moi, Moin, suya, Suya. Of course, pounded yam, echo, of course that stuff. Egusi, Egusi. Those are some great meals I enjoy. And of course, jollof rice. And I'm gonna say it again: the best jollof rice on the planet come from the jollof people, and that's the Senegambians, the jollof empire. I stand firm on that. As the kids say, standing on business. All right, man. I'm gonna give y'all about 2 more minutes for questions. What? You still ain't had jollof? Oh no, I'm gonna have to kick you out of here. Where your name? Brother, you gotta get you some jollof in you. Don't you live in Atlanta? There's hella jollof in Atlanta. Come on, brother. Oh man, that hurt me to my heart. You just said that. That hurt. That hurt. That hurt. Oh man, that's tough. No jollof. Let me tell you, I ate so much damn jollof when I was in Gambia. I had to start running because boy, that jollof get on you, boy. I was running on the beach in Serakunda every day. Um, that was my exercise while I was there. But yeah, man, I ate a lot of jollof, or it's what they sometimes call their benachin. So yeah, I don't hear nothing about Sierra Leone jollof. Rubbish. Zane, you better go get you some jollof by next broadcast. Hear that? Oh no, Marie tripping. Marie is tripping. Nigerian jollof. Nigerian jollof is good. Ghanaian jollof. Ah, that's Senegambian jollof though, and I don't want to hear just Senegalese because you got to come to Gambia. I've never had Sierra Leone jollof, so I guess I'll reserve that right. But you got to come to the people that made it. You got to come to the people that made it. She said, He said I ain't had no African food outside of fufu and efo riro. I think okay, I know what you mean. Question: what does Gambia mean? I am not 100% sure what Gambia means, but from what I can ascertain, it has something to do with a river or people by a river. From what I have lightly researched. So yeah, I haven't looked into it too tough though, brother. Oh yeah, I have had this before at full river. It's kind of like a goosey a little bit, but yeah, it's good. You gotta get it with some starch though. You gotta get it with some pounded yam. You damn right, Zane on the clock. You better go find you some jollof. Embarrassing. All right, y'all. I appreciate y'all rocking with me, man. Appreciate y'all rocking with me. As always, man, Master Warrior Clan is always, you know, pushing that line, man. Spirits is flying, pseudos is crying. Stay around for a special message from my sister, and one of the baddest MCs in the game.
I treat these rappers like they're animals, you see. I'm on a hunt, that's why I'm rocking this meat, nigga. But too many of us are lazy. And too many of us are comfortable. And too many of us have excessive pain as the predominant feature in our lives. And what that means is that we have become comfortable with the ills that are happening to our children. We expect them to die young. We expect their friends to die young. We expect their cousins to die young. And we're upset about it, but not upset enough to bring about a radical change.
I'm out.